Pretty soon, we're gonna be just kicking it back, laying on the beach in the Caribbean, on my beachfront house, drinking pina coladas, enjoying the enjoying the sunrise. It's not like we're just gonna be getting lucky. It's not like I got lucky. Because here's the thing, I have been through every single form of psychological torture. I have rode in these market cycles. I've made more money than I know what to do with, and I lost it all. And I've been stacking ever since to get to where we are right now. This is the epiphanical moment of success, because we are charged up for this bull run. Huge announcements were made this morning. The job market is suddenly doing amazing. We didn't just start printing money. We didn't just start printing money and giving it away, which surprisingly, jobs just happened to be created out of thin fucking air. Because in September, as of this morning, the September job report was released. This is huge news, and the reason why is because it blew expectations through the fucking roof. The U.S. economy added 254,000 jobs, much higher than expected for the month of September, and the reason why is because the Federal Reserve increased liquidity and started printing money since the last Fed meeting. And what do you think is going to happen in retrospect, in response to that? The market is going to start pumping. Jobs are going to start being created. And it has all started with Bitcoin. Wow. Look at this. Based on the news, Bitcoin is going up strong. We're at 62,300. An extremely volatile day today. And we're rebounding from that 60K mark. We may never see a $60,000 Bitcoin ever again. This might be your last chance to ever buy $60,000 Bitcoin for $60,000. And I personally believe that. I genuinely think that is true. We can see it's rebounding quick. It is rebounding super fast. And I have a feeling the rocket is coming. The rocket is coming. The rocket we've all been waiting for. We are right here. We are right here right now. And we're going to be seeing the rocket come into fruition. Now, besides Bitcoin, besides understanding, besides trading, besides looking at charts, besides understanding the macroeconomics, besides understanding how macroeconomics, the economy works, how prices all go up when money is printed, besides understanding how shitty fiat currency is and how the US dollar is soon to go to zero, soon in the next decade or two, we're going to be seeing a lot of change in this world. Now, we need to understand, and what I'm going to get into is a little bit different than what we normally talk about, because I want to be able to give you examples of what this technology really is and how it really impacts the world. What is its use cases? Why is this such a big financial opportunity to capture wealth? And essentially, why is this going to be the largest transfer of wealth? And what you need to understand is I grew up in the age of the internet, where the internet was created and explored. Now, there's a very big problem with the current infrastructure of the internet, where the biggest issue with the internet is that it has become centralized by limited corporations. And what that means is that there are small groups of people, in other words, corporations or companies. This is Apple, Google, Facebook, Meta, Instagram. You have companies that own all of the data. They own all of the data. They have full access to your data, and you don't own your block space on the internet. You don't own your data. It exists on a cloud that is custodied by a company that profits off of your information. And this is a very big problem. And companies have exploited this power for years now. And it has created censorship of information, manipulation. It's been involved with politics and wars and power shifts. And it is essentially, it's not good. It's not democratic. It's not it doesn't give people the true rights to their own data and information. And the other thing that it does is it manipulates and it creates propaganda machines where you have these companies that also control what consumers are exposed to, what information they're exposed to, and how that information is presented online. And since there's all sorts of problems that proof of stake networks are going to solve. And before, or in the current ecosystem that we live in now, I'm going to give you an example of how it currently operates, and then an example of how an altcoin, well, what we would currently call an altcoin, but what is really a proof of stake network, would operate to revolutionize and change how current industries work. One of those industries is going to be, let's say, a cloud computing company or a data company. So you have these companies such as Apple, Google, and they store all of your data on what's called on the cloud. This is essentially a digital database where they can store data and information, and it's not on a hard drive, it's stored on a supercomputer essentially, or a super data center, that of which they custody and they own. Now, when you sign up, you essentially are forced to sign a terms of service. No one reads that bullshit. And they own all of your data and information. Now, what a proof of stake network would then do is you essentially own your own block space. So if you wanted to create a cloud on a proof of stake network, this is what that would look like. What they would do is then essentially you can have, it becomes a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, where then you can create a group of people that vote on how that data is utilized for profit or whether or not it's utilized for profit at all, and two of which makes those decisions is voted by the stakeholders who of which have stake within the network, meaning that they are using the network's cloud storage to store their data and information. And that gives the people that are using that cloud network, who of which have stake in that network, the ability to make decisions on essentially how their data is being processed and used, whether it's for profit or whether it's to be hidden and secured. Now, there are so many use cases for this blockchain technology. Another example is verifying identity and ownership of digital assets. If you go online and I send you a photo, it creates a copy of the photo and it sends it to you. Now, we don't know who owns the original copy. That photo is essentially an identical replica that is shared to you, and that can be shared online and screenshot and sent elsewhere. Now, non-fungible token allows for creating a digital asset that has its own specific qualities. It is a one-of-a-kind asset, and whoever owns it can be granted permission to different communities. You can essentially code these non-fungible tokens. You can code these digital assets to have use cases within the internet, whether it's a skin in a video game that's a flex. There's flex culture where you have a super rare skin that you own and you can sell to another player in the game. And when you sell it to that other player in the game, it is done so on a marketplace, a decentralized marketplace, that of which charges a commission fee based on that transaction. And then now you've created a profitable company, such as a digital marketplace in a digital realm or digital universe of a video game. Now, I'm really just rambling off here, but what I'm trying to explain to you is that this is a technology that is going to revolutionize the world, revolutionize how we transfer goods and services. It's going to revolutionize politics. It's going to revolutionize every aspect of our lives in the real world and online. And it is going to happen extremely quickly over the next decade. And the old system is dead. And if you're going, and whoever is last to leave the old system into the new system is going to be the lowest class of citizen in the future. And if you are first, you are going to be of the highest class. And then it's essentially a super reset of the hierarchy of the world. long story short. But yeah, I'm making this, I'm putting this video out there because we're right here. Bull Run is here. The next couple of weeks are going to be a fun couple weeks, and I'm excited to make a lot of money with you all. Comment your favorite cryptos. If you want me to make a video on something specific, please shoot it in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe, as I'm going to be documenting this bull run, so then you guys can acquire majority market share along with myself, and we can all win this large transfer of wealth together. You young degens, peace out.